Welcome back. Some of you saw the outside of the storm that moved through. Some of you were inside the storm. Josh Cromer, he was inside it in Lexington. You can see the little spots of red there. Those are the taillights of the cars that pulled over on his drive home as they got some blinding sheet rain. Heavy rainfall that you really can't see through. And in this case, you can't see about 5 feet in front of him. He's like our own version of Jim Cantore. We call him Storm Slice, Josh from Tory Slice. I think I said all that right for how we put it together. But every time there's bad weather, this guy manages to find his way into it and always get us a great picture. Let's talk about what else that rain did aside from creating hazardous conditions on the road. Cooled those temperatures down into the 70s out there, and that's where we have pretty much held throughout the evening hours. And we'll stay in the 70s as we go through the overnight hours as well. 76 in Columbia, 73 in Orangeburg, Florence, 71 in Rock Hill, 72 in Greenville, 74 in Greenwood, and mid to upper 70s along the water this evening. Skywatch Doppler radar in the immediate metro area. We are dry right now, but over in Aiken County, just south of the I-20 corridor, we do have a shower that continues to work its way to the east. And as far as this rainfall, we are seeing a few strikes of lightning here and there, but the heavier cell is the one that's still in Georgia throughout parts of Richmond County and Augusta. Now here's a loop over the last 6 hours with that thunderstorm that fired up just in time for rush hour today, and you can see that has since pushed off to the east. We have more activity riding just along and south of the I-20 corridor, and we've actually got a pretty strong but non-severe cell that's, again, over on the Georgia side that's set to cross in. Let's get in for a closer check on that one that's in Augusta right now. That does have a good bit of lightning with it, but again, we aren't seeing anything severe with this activity. Just some heavy rainfall starting to move into Augusta. We'll start to cross into Aiken County in about the next 5 minutes, and eventually we'll continue to track off to the east. Let's go on and take a look at the statewide view of Skywatch Doppler radar right now, and you can see that as far as the isolated nature of this activity, it's all the way towards the coastline. We even have some up towards the Greenville-Spartanburg area right now where they are dealing with a few isolated thunderstorms in parts of the upstate right now. But again, here at home, we're in a little bit of a lull before we see more activity pushing in, which should happen as we go throughout the overnight time frame. So don't think just because it's dry right now that we are done with the rainfall. In fact, future watch going through the overnight time frame, a few isolated showers possible. And then as we go into the day tomorrow, that isolated nature will become a little bit more scattered. Not so much by lunchtime, but we're looking at almost the same scenario by tomorrow afternoon, rush hour, the potential of seeing some scattered, stronger thunderstorms that will produce some heavy downpours at times. And then we'll start to see things slowly tapering off heading into tomorrow evening. We're down into the 70s tonight with scattered showers to isolated showers. And then tomorrow we climb that 90-degree range, very close to average at 91 degrees with some scattered thunderstorms. The positive to all of this is that the pollen watch count, it's so low, it's almost in the non-existent range. We're going to be at 0.3 for tomorrow. That's incredibly low because you deduct 0.3 from that and you get to the zero that we would all love to be at. 91 degrees again tomorrow with thunderstorms off and on. And then we go to seasonal and humid conditions for the rest of the work week into the weekend. But as far as those downpours go, they are very refreshing.
Yes, they are.
But if you are stuck in them, as we saw Josh was today, it's not exactly the ideal situation to drive in.
You said that Josh always manages to be there when severe weather hits. Does he have a dark cloud? Because that would explain
like
so
having,
much.
Look, I mean, you know, everybody talks about having that one person to go out into the storm. That's Storm Slice, Josh from Tory Slice.
This poor guy. Yeah, so how are we doing as far as, saturated land and all that stuff?
We are a couple inches ahead, not only for the month, but for the year. Allergies, the count is low. Now, if you ask Garrett Biedenball, who's in the newsroom right now, he would tell you otherwise, as he was just complaining about him. But there's a lot of positives to the rain.
Yeah, so.
That's good. A lot of positives to the rain, though. Pollen, again, being low. Rain totals above average. And also, we're getting these things to come in and move out. They're not staying consistently and creating flooding scenarios. There are some isolated flooding areas, but not widespread. That's good.
Of course, be careful. You see the water start to build, don't drive through it.
Yep.
Keep it simple. Thank you, sir.
You bet.